Welcome into New Orleans Saints Now. I'm your host, Trace Girouard, and we have some news to break down. Jameis Winston wasn't spotted at practice in London as we prepare for the NFL Week 4 game against the Minnesota Vikings. Ian Rappaport was the first one to report it early this morning. The Saints quarterback Jameis Winston was not spotted at practice by those present in London. It is a situation to monitor. So, guys, before we get into the news, I want to let y'all know you can subscribe to Saints Now today to get all of your Jameis Winston news, updates, injury updates, anything around the team. We got you covered. We're going to be making updates. We're going to be making videos. We're going to be taking care of everything you guys need to know. So be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss a thing. So let's get cracking on this Saints injury news. So Jameis Winston did actually travel to London with the Saints. He's out there with the team. He wasn't practicing and he wasn't participating. The media members did not see him actively doing anything. Andy Dalton was the one who was taking first-team reps, with Taysom Hill getting second-team reps. And notably, Michael Thomas and Ryan Ramczyk were also not present during practice. And also an update that I had before we got started filming, Jarvis Landry was seen on the sideline doing his own individual drills. He was practicing, has some injury issues to monitor. We're going to be getting into the Saints injury report later. But this comes in from John DeShazier. Dennis Allen, he's saying that he feels like today was a good day to give Jameis Winston some rest. So that's why Jameis Winston wasn't practicing. So we can kind of take a second. Let's take a breath. It's okay. We can expect to see Jameis Winston at practice tomorrow. He said that he wants to be available. He wants to be practicing. You can expect to see him participate and be an active member of the Saints practice tomorrow as they continue to prepare for the Vikings game this weekend. But I will say this. I think it's kind of weird that Jameis is practicing tomorrow because you can't really heal 4 back fractures overnight. That doesn't happen. Like, I get that Jameis Winston's hurt, and I get that he wants to play. And one of the things that I respect about Jameis most is that he has that dog in him. He is him. He's willing to put his body on the line. He's willing to, get hit, get beat up, and do what he needs to do to make the team win. But like I've said before, I believe that Jameis Winston needs to come in on a short leash. Let him get the start. Let him do what he needs to do. But if you ask me, I think Andy Dalton is a totally reasonable fix for this. And Dennis Allen also said he doesn't think that there's any concern about Winston's availability for this weekend. They think that he's going to be able to play. They assume that he's going to be all right. So that is worth noting and worth monitoring. It's, today him not practicing was more of a rest day kind of thing instead of, he's hurt and he can't practice. He's limited. He can't be doing these things. So that is worth noting that Dennis Allen doesn't think it's going to affect his availability. But again, my questions are still like, what's going on with him? Like, what's the issue? Like, what you have Andy Dalton, you're paying him $3 million guaranteed up to $6 million. Why wouldn't you let him play a little bit? Why? It's early in the season. I wouldn't mind seeing Andy Dalton get some reps. I think that he is a very serviceable quarterback. He showed a lot of really good things in the preseason, and we're going to break that down here in just a moment, but I want to get your gauge on this question. Should Jameis Winston start on the Vikings? I want you guys to go down in the comment section, type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know your thoughts. Put your coaching cap on. Let me know what you're thinking. Be Dennis Allen. Should Jameis Winston start versus the Vikings? So, guys, I think it's time we load up the red rifle. I think Andy Dalton, you got to, right here, let it go. I think it's time that you let him get some time, let him get some reps. I mean, if you take a look at his stats, he looked great in New Orleans. He thrived. I think that he had so much talent to show during the preseason in his limited action. He showed so much growth and so much, that he could do during training camp and in practices. I mean, if you look at the stats from last year compared to this last year with the Bears versus this year with the preseason, obviously 8 games versus 2. You're throwing a lot more balls. You're having a lot more reps and stuff. But Andy Dalton was 100% in the preseason. He threw for 124 yards, 1 touchdown, and I mean, like, if you're asking me, can our backup quarterback do this for 1 game? I think he can. Because bear in mind, this preseason stats were without Michael Thomas. We're limited Jarvis Landry, limited Taysom Hill at getting reps. I mean, it was with the Group 2, Group 3 guys, the guys on the practice squad that were trying to earn reps on the roster spot for the regular season. But even more of an option, you also have Taysom Hill. Yes. I am the first one to sit here and say Taysom Hill's not a quarterback. I will sit here and I will argue it, and I am a firm believer in it. Taysom Hill is a phenomenal football player. He is a dang good athlete, and he is a baller. But he's not a quarterback, and that's why I think that Taysom Hill, he's a great option to have. He's a great emergency option for the Saints where you don't have to go and spend a bunch of money on some really terrible quarterback that's like available on somebody's practice squad. You don't have to go and trade for a backup. You don't have to worry about this kind of stuff because Taysom Hill can fill that role if needed. But what I will say is I would like Taysom Hill to stick in his role. I'd like for him to continue to be that tight end / running back / flex role that we've seen him do because I feel like he's fitting it very well. Jeff Nowak actually also broke this down. I thought this was really interesting. He said Dennis Allen said that the plan for Taysom Hill, and this was also broken down in the press conference after practice today. Dennis Allen said that the plan for Taysom Hill was to always that he would eventually get some reps on the quarterback room. Injuries during training camp limited him in the ability for him to switch between rooms this offseason. Obviously, he was dealing with that Liz Frank injury. He was dealing with a bunch of stuff. He didn't get a ton of reps. He was kind of slow to get into reps with the tight end room, wasn't able to get a ton of quarterback reps. I think we all kind of could have assumed that he would still get some time as a quarterback, take some snaps, because, I mean, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. I mean, the play calling and the offense is incredible when Taysom Hill is a part of it, and I will always sit here and say that's a key to success every single week. Yeah, sure, give Taysom Hill some snaps at quarterback. I think that he's great. I think he'd do fine. I think he would get it done. Yeah, he knows how to win games. That you cannot deny. But I think that having Taysom Hill be your starting quarterback is a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. That's something that, yeah, it's a temporary fix. It might stop the bleeding a little bit. It might, help you beat some teams that you should beat. It might keep you in games maybe you shouldn't win. But all I'm saying is I don't think that he's a serviceable quarterback for the long term. I love what Taysom Hill can do for the offense, but I don't think that he should be the full-time quarterback. I mean, he did so many good things. Week 1, let's talk about those 2 great runs he had. I mean, over 70 yards on 2 plays. I mean, the guy, it worked so well, then went right back to the well and did it again. And you're telling me you guys want to sit here and see Taysom Hill not do that role. You'd rather him be a quarterback, getting hit, taking snaps, taking hits, so he can't actually do the role that we would love, or that I personally would love to see him continue to fill. I think that Taysom Hill is a fix, is a temporary, not a permanent fix. And so that's why I want to ask you guys, pick a quarterback too. Taysom Hill or Andy Dalton. Type AD for Andy Dalton. Type TH for Taysom Hill. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts on the down below. And I'm curious as to what you guys think. You guys know my thoughts. I'm going to type my AD up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. So coming up here, we're going to get into a Saints Week 4 injury report. The team dropped it. The team let us know what's happened. But before I want to get in there, I got to show some love to the Who Dat Nation. I love you guys. I know y'all love the channel. And I just wanted to make sure that I'm shouting you guys out and giving you some love when you do. So we have some recent subscribers. Thank you guys for joining the channel. Willie on G, London Stackhouse. We're going to be in London, probably getting a win, stacking up some dubs against the Vikings per usual. Producer Seeps behind the 1s and 2s. He's a Vikings fan. It's going to be easy dub. Alvin Kamara, hopefully another 6 touchdowns. That'd be fun. Bookie Brown, appreciate you guys for subscribing recently. You guys are some real ones. Thank y'all. I really appreciate you guys. If you guys are enjoying what we're doing here at Chat Sports, go down, subscribe, hit the big red button. So without further ado, let's get into the Saints injury report. So Paulson Adebo, ankle issue, and obviously Alontae Taylor is not going to be playing because he got put on IR last weekend. Alvin Kamara, he has a rib issue, is a limited participant. Marcus Davenport, shoulder, limited participant. JT Gray, shoulder, limited participant. Wide receiver Deontay Hardy, he has a foot issue, limited participant. But here we go. I want to give y'all one quick second to get a shout out in tomorrow's video. If you guys go down and comment Eat Dat W, say goodbye. I'm having a bowl of W's with some W sauce, extra W salt and seasoning on there too. Comment, Eat That W for a shout out. Get down in the comments. If you're a real one, you guys know, sound off. I'm going to be giving shout outs to a bunch of y'all tomorrow in tomorrow's video. So to continue with the injury report, we also got Traquan Smith with the concussion. And if you guys remember, he got a little banged up in that last preseason game on that ridiculously weird catch that went to Deontay Hardy that was ruled a drop, but it was a catch, but he ran it for a touchdown. It was wild. He got shooken up on that play. He still didn't, and now he's dealing with concussion issues. Taysom Hill has some rib issues. Another reason why I think maybe don't give him the quarterback start this week because Andy Dalton is healthy. Marcus May, he's dealing with some rib issues. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Marcus May. Hopefully it's not much of an issue and that he can play and continue to be a dominant force on that Saints defense. Ryan Ramczyk, he did not participate, and he's a big guy on that O-line. He's a big guy that the Saints or the Saints backfield, and Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton, whoever's going to be taking the quarterback spot, they're gonna need him. They're gonna need him to be playing, and hopefully he'll be able to play. Jameis Winston did not participate. He has back, ankle, brain, eye, foot, head, shoulders, knees, and toes injuries. I mean, at this point, what else is there? What else could you injure? I love Jameis Winston. He's a dog. He did not participate. I think that, let's let him rest. Let's let him get healthy and, get back on track in the next couple weeks. Jarvis Landry, this is very notable. He did not participate during team drills. He was participating on individual drills off to the side. Michael Thomas, this is a weird one. Foot. Why is Michael Thomas always hurt? I love Michael Thomas. He's hurt again. This is frustrating. Best ability is availability. I love Michael Thomas. Let me keep saying that, but it's starting to get really old. Andrews Pete, concussion, did not participate. We're hoping the big fella can get better. That Saints offensive line obviously dealing with a lot of injuries already. It stinks that Trevor Penning also is dealing with an injury and he's on the IR this season. Hopefully he can come back sooner rather than later and get some time before the season's over. So before we get out of here, guys, let me know what your thoughts. Type S for Saints, type V for Vikings. Who you got? Who you got in week 4? Is Alvin Kamara going to go off and have a crazy game? Are we going to have another wild, Minnesota Miracle type nonsense? We're going to have another BS push-off on a Kirk Cousins pass because, that guy sucks? Or are we going to win this game and, great fashion like with an Alvin Kamara, pop-off or, crazy field goal to go to the Super Bowl? Suck it, Seeps. And I think that might be what happens. Let me know who you got down in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe, drop a like. Who Dat Nation? Y'all stay golden. I'll see you later.